Hey, everybody. My name is Mihrzad, and I am so happy that you are on this online training. Now, bear in mind, we have a full house, so I'm going to do my best to share all of my top-notch information. And keep in mind, I want you to stay until the end of this online training, because if you happen to log out, you might not be able to get back in because there's so much people here watching this webinar. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to share with you how to build your six-figure and low-stress online coaching business. And I'm super excited to share all my best information to get you up and running as fast as possible. Now, first and foremost, please make sure you have a pen and paper to take lots of notes. Please turn off all distractions. Facebook, Instagram notifications. If you can, put your phone on airplane mode. I want you to be fully present. And most importantly, stay until the end because I have a lot of great things that I'm going to share with you. I have absolutely nothing for sale on this online training, okay? It's pure content and it's all my best information to teach you how to build your own online fitness coaching business. Now, let's get started and let's stay focused. So I'm going to give you the step-by-step blueprint on how to set up a $100,000 online coaching business in less than 45 days. And who am I to give you this information? Well, I'll tell you right now. First and foremost, my name is Mihrzad, and I'm a best-selling author. I'm the owner of Life Fuel Fitness online personal training. I'm a business mentor, and I've been a coach for over 12 years. And I'm a lifelong entrepreneur, which means I'm allergic to working for someone else. And I'm sure you are too. Otherwise, you would not be watching this online training. And a little side note, I'm a huge bookworm and I'm addicted to peanut butter. I mean, literally, I'm like a crackhead. I cannot have that stuff inside my house. I just fiend for it. I'll eat the entire jar. So, without further ado, let's get into my backstory. You see, I was overweight most of my life. And I was 60 pounds at my heaviest. This is a picture at my worst. You see I had these huge chipmunk cheeks, man boobs, a big old belly. And I was just very insecure. I literally stuttered. For the first 20 years of my life, I had zero confidence. And I know that I had to lose the weight. I had to make a change because if I changed my physical body, then my life would improve. And that's when I went all out extreme and I pushed myself to discover the world of fitness. And here I am after many, many years of getting in shape, getting focused, and finally achieving my ideal physique. And it took a long time, as you know, a lot of dieting and a lot of exercising, but I finally got here. But over the years of getting myself into shape, I was just so amazed and fascinated with fitness that I decided to devote my entire life to it. And that's when I decided to become a personal trainer. So I'm going to share with you my journey of being a chump, becoming a champ, and then becoming a personal trainer, and eventually starting my online fitness coaching business. So today, here's what you're going to learn, okay? We'll go over everything step by step. I'm so excited because this information, I'm extremely passionate about it. So I'm going to show you the 3 things you must do to become a highly paid online fitness coach, why most trainers struggle, the dirty little secrets of the gurus, why this business model proves effective, how automated systems crush it, and an easy to implement system that you could put into play by the end of this online training. And most importantly, I'll even share how you can get a free sales script strategy to make $1,000 from a single 30-minute phone call. Now, this is something that I've literally invested a lot of time and money to learn. I've read close to 80 sales books in my lifetime, and I've really gotten to invest in different seminars, sales consultants. I've tested so many different types of sales scripts. So this one's battle tested and it's proven to work. And I'll show you some of my clients who've used it. The ads went up late Friday afternoon. Since then, I've had 7 applications and closed 3 out of the 4 that I've spoken to over the phone. I got another sale today. Now I'm 4 out of 4. New sale, $2,000, $1,300 cash, and the rest in payments from a local client. Hey AJ, I sold my first online training for $3,000. Followed your script in front of me and used a little improvisation here and there, but wow, it was powerful. And I let her talk at least 80% of the time. Can you believe that? Well, these are actual emails that I got from my clients that have used that sales script, and I'm happily able to share it with you by the end of this presentation along with another free gift. But before we get there, I have a little confession to make. You see, when I first got into personal training, as I mentioned, I struggled so much. I mean, it was a very difficult road because I was used to being an employee, and then I came into the world of owning my own business, and I first started off in the corporate world where it was brutal, because when you work at a corporate gym and your personal training there is probably the worst experience, because a corporate gym does not care about their personal trainers. They just fill it up with volume, and they just care about getting as many sessions as much as possible. So they don't care if the trainers are making money. They just keep hiring trainers. They work on volume, and you're kind of off on your own. So I didn't know what I was doing. I had so much passion to help people, and I wanted to make a living off of personal training, but I was clueless. I would just stand there in the middle of the gym, twiddling my thumb and waiting for people to come talk to me because I had no marketing, no sales experience, and I really wanted to quit. And then I decided, hey, you know what? I'm not going to make it here at this corporate gym, so I need to go and rent some space in the gym and to start my own business. And that was really difficult because, as I mentioned, the journey was a bumpy one. I took a lot of hits, and I wanted to quit hundreds of times. And if you've been struggling with personal training, I know exactly how you feel, because even working at this gym where I was renting out space, it was a constant struggle because I was barely making ends meet. I was working my butt off, literally getting up at 5 a.m., working until 9 p.m., and I really had no strategy. You see, I was really scared to make a sale, I would see a client who obviously needed my help. I would do an assessment with them. I would tell them, hey, listen, this is what you need to do. You need to hire me. I'll make a nutrition plan for you. I'll train you, and I'll keep you accountable. But when it came down to asking for the money, I was like the biggest wuss. I was scared to ask for money. So I would just say the price, and I would lose all confidence, and they would look at me and be like, is this guy sure that he wants to train me? Because I hated talking about money, so it was always struggling with sales. And as I mentioned, when it came to keeping my clients, I had a hard time doing that too. I was really busting my butt to do the best for them, but then clients would leave. So for many years, I just struggled with personal training because I didn't know how to sell and I didn't know how to market. I was all based on referrals, and referrals are great. However, if you only have those as your marketing strategy, over time, you cannot depend on them because they're very inconsistent. And then in 2008, I took a major crash in my business. I stopped getting the referrals. I didn't have a website. I didn't have any type of strategy, and I was losing tons of money. So I hit rock bottom at that point, and I was going to quit. I said, I can't make it out here. It was very difficult to maintain a business. I had a lot of fears because main thing was that I was struggling to get people into my business. I was struggling to pay my bills, and I was struggling to keep a positive attitude and not give up, because when I discovered the world of fitness, I was so positive and I got myself into shape and I was no longer overweight. And then I wanted to do the same for people. I was so passionate about helping them. However, I didn't know business. I was really not able to pay my bills. I was busting my butt. There's two ways of going bankrupt. I was going bankrupt. One was working my butt off, getting up at 5 a.m., working till 10 p.m., and still not making ends meet. The other way is just sitting on a couch and doing nothing and going broke. So I was going broke, busting my butt, and it was very, very stressful. So then I got my act together and I started to obviously work my butt off. I was working 7 days a week. I was taking on clients that I just really didn't have passion taking on, getting up even earlier, staying later. And slowly I started to build things back up close to where they were. But it wasn't enough to get me out of the hell I was in. I needed something new and I needed to change. And that's when I met a friend who started his own boot camp, and he was a personal trainer with me back at the corporate gym. And I said, hey, what are you doing now? It seems like you're doing really well. You have a whole lot of clients. And he said, hey, man, you got to focus on the world of fitness marketing. And he named some names in the field, and I just wrote them down, and I literally went on Google and I looked for fitness marketing. So I was totally blown away, because when I went online, I was like, oh my God, there's trainers who are making hundreds of thousands a year. You know, they have like 300 or 400 clients, and they were all doing it by marketing themselves. So I was like, I need to get on this, you know, because I didn't have a website. I was just using referrals to get clients. I needed to understand how to build my business. So I just read all I could about fitness marketing. I hired a fitness marketing coach. I went to all these different websites, and I bought all these products, and I put everything together, and I decided to take all out massive action. And I really started to build my business. I got a website. I started to market my website. I started to build my clientele. I really understood that it was totally up to me. I had to make this change. And by educating myself, by investing in the right people, I grew my income. I started to really increase my freedom. But I still ran into the problem of trading hours for dollars, okay? Because even when you grow your personal training business and you're training the clients yourself, you're still doing all the work. So at the same time, you're still limited with your time. And that's when I really got into reading a lot about personal development and looking into different gurus, because I still wasn't 100% happy. And I came across this man. His name is Mr. Jim Rohn, RIP. This man changed my life. I read a lot of his books and listened to a lot of his seminars. And he said this famous line: "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Once I heard that, it changed my life, because I came to realize, like, wow, it is so true. My health, my wealth, my relationships, my happiness, all the people around me are the sum total of that. And I realized I need to get myself around more successful people, because I was growing my business, but I was still feeling burnt out. But I knew there was a better way. So I wanted to reach out to very successful people, you know, authors and mentors and people that I learned across my journey of getting into the world of growing my business. And I would email these people. You know, sometimes I would email 20, 30 of these gurus a day, and not a single one of them got back to me. And I was so pissed off. I'm like, why aren't these successful people getting back to me? They seem so cool and they seem so nice in their books and their programs, but they don't give a crap about me. But that's when I realized, like, why would they want to speak to me? What type of value can I add to them? So then I realized that I have to hire coaches and mentors. Now, if I pay these people, they're going to give me the advice. They're going to mentor me. And that's what I realized, because the bottom line is, if you don't pay, you don't pay attention. Okay? It's the same thing. If you make a diet program, if you make a workout for one of your friends or family members, and you do it for free, 90% of the time, they're not going to follow it, because unless they have some skin in the game, unless they're paying for it, they're going to follow it. So that's what I did. I decided to hire a series of business mentors to help me learn business, marketing, and sales. And you may recognize some of these people over here. These are the people that changed my life: Tony Robbins, Joe Polish, Frank Kern, Eben Pagan, Dean Jackson, Jimmy Harding, and Dan Sullivan. All right, these are gurus that totally changed my life, changed my perspective. And here are some of the people that I've worked with over the years that really took me to a higher level. Like I said, I had to pay them for their information as opposed to asking them for free advice. So over time, I decided to join a series of different masterminds and high-level networking groups. And the biggest one that had an impact on me was a gentleman, Joe Polish, on the bottom left side. He has a group called the 25K group, and it's the highest level marketing entrepreneurs in the world. Now, it's a very intimate group, and one of the smartest people that I've met, and the most giving guys, and he organized this amazing group of successful business owners. And I knew I had to get myself in that group. I need to learn how they grew their businesses. You know, some of the people here, they have like $10, $100 million businesses. And I was just so amazed to see all the similarities that they had. And the reason why it's called the 25K group is because you have to pay $25,000 a year to be in it. And when I first made that check out, I was scared out of my mind because that's the biggest investment I ever made. However, within a year's time, I was able to 10 times my investment. Okay, now I'm not saying this to brag. I'm not saying this to, really break down the numbers that I make, but the most important thing I want to tell you is you have to invest in yourself. The more you invest in yourself, the bigger the ROI, the bigger return on investment. And this group changed my entire perspective because when I hear these people making amazing money, having beautiful family lives, being happy and being in great shape, like all of a sudden I wanted to do that because they were the 5 closest people that I spend my time with. And one of the biggest lessons that I learned being in the 25K group was this advice, okay? Be willing to destroy anything in your life that is not excellent. And that means toxic people, toxic thoughts, negative situations, things that aren't at your highest ideal. You have clients that are super annoying. All they do is bitch and moan. They never get in shape. They blame you. They bring your energy down. Get rid of them. Destroy them. Get them out of your life. It's the same thing with thoughts. If you have a self-limiting thought that you think about over and over again, and it's not bringing you forward, it's draining your energy, stop thinking those thoughts. It's the same thing with your business. I truly feel that we're all given a superpower. Okay? Now this superpower is something you're passionate about. You love doing. The more you do this, the more energy it gives you and the biggest impact you're going to have on the world. And everything that is not aligned with that superpower drains your energy and limits your finances, limits your freedom. Okay? So you want to focus on your superpower. The more you do this, the higher leverage you're going to have. And one of the greatest things about having an online fitness business is it allows you to focus on your superpower. So all day long, you're building up energy, and everything that's not aligned with your superpower takes away your energy. Okay? Because here's the main thing that I want to teach you. Your opportunities grow when your capabilities increase. We must increase our capabilities. Capabilities are our skills. They're our marketing, our sales, our public speaking, our presentation. All these skills, once you learn them, your opportunities will grow, okay? Because we're not born with all these great business skills. These come over time. These come with investing in a great coach, joining a networking group, reading books, taking action, okay? Because the main thing is you learn by doing. I used to be huge into learning, and then I got caught up in analysis paralysis. There's so much information out there, but I don't know what to do because there's many different ways to go about it. So I started to simplify my life. I got rid of the things that weren't at my highest capabilities, and I focused on elimination. And I did only the things that gave me energy, that allowed me to grow my business and grow my freedom. And here's something that I've come to realize, that if you're not taking risks that may cause you public embarrassment or financial loss, then you're not taking enough action. The key is to look at each risk as a test rather than a win or fail. 9 times out of 10, things are not going to work out to your expectations. But the 10% that does elevates you to the next level. So relentlessly add value and keep your expectations low. So it's all about taking action. That's what I've learned, okay? It's not about having the best skills or being the most intelligent person, because believe me, I am no smarter than you. I'm no more talented. I just took actions with the right strategies by hiring the right coaches, understanding, learning those, and I was able to move my life and business a lot further along. And this is where personal development pays off big time, okay? You see, I had a daily practice ever since I really got serious about my business. I started a journal where I'd write down my goals every single day. I also write down everything that I did the prior day. It sounds a little OCD, but believe me, it had a tremendous benefit on my life. So here's some of the things that I do on a daily basis, okay? Most importantly, I write in my journal that life happens to me. Life happens for me, not to me. Which means that whatever happens in my life, good or bad, it is my fault. I take full responsibility for it, okay? If I'm broke, if I'm overweight, if I'm unhappy, it is my fault and I need to do something about it. However, when something's out of my control, I have a way of taking that and empowering myself, okay? When I fail at something, when someone screws me over, how can I use this to become better? And how can I take this experience and grow from it? Okay, just having this shift in mindset allowed me to just go through a lot of the worst things in life, but to overcome them, to empower myself. And most importantly, this lesson that I learned through this hardship, how can I serve others and live life on my terms? Okay, so one thing I've learned in growing my business and increasing my freedom is really to have a very empowered, confident mindset, because that's where it all starts. You know, being overweight, I was very insecure, and I really had no goals. You know, I had no confidence, and a lot of times I would try business strategies, and I thought that they wouldn't work. You know, this works for someone else, it doesn't work for me. And I would say, oh, this website, it's not going to bring in clients. So of course it's not going to bring in clients. You know, if you think you can, or if you think you can, you're right. So it's all about having that mindset that you're resourceful. You can do whatever it takes to make it happen. And the more I did this, the more my business grew. You know, I told you I struggled for many, many years, almost went bankrupt. I almost literally had to move in with my parents because I was so broke. And then I put money in my credit card. I invested in my coaching and my personal development. I joined high-level networks. And that is what took me to the next level, okay? Because wherever you are, keep in mind, what got you here won't get you there. So it's all about surrounding yourself with the right people, increasing your capabilities, staying confident, and taking all-out massive action. And the best thing, like I said, the best capability you could learn is your own marketing. Because I learned marketing out of necessity. You know, I was completely broke and I needed to feed my family, so I learned marketing. And there's two types of marketing. There's direct response marketing, and that's the one that changed my life. Direct response marketing is like an infomercial, okay? So you're marketing at a specific time, at a specific date, and it's trackable and tweakable. So let's say a commercial costs $500,000 to put on, but by the end of the commercial, it made $700,000. You could say, like, okay, this commercial made $200,000, and you could track it. So it aired on this day, this is how much money you made. So every time you make profit, you do more of it, okay? Every element is trackable and tweakable. However, if you look at, let's say, a Calvin Klein ad in the middle of Times Square, you cannot know if that's making you money. You don't know how much pairs of jeans it's selling, or if it's just giving people something to look at. So it's not trackable. I mean, brand marketing is good for like billion-dollar companies, but for the fitness world and personal trainers and online coaches, direct response marketing is the way to go, because it allows you to see predictable results. Okay, you're not just throwing stuff into the air hoping it works. You could track it and tweak it. I'm going to share you some direct response marketing strategies that I use to grow my business and to get clients. Okay, because keep in mind, direct response marketing rocks. Brand marketing is a waste of time, okay? And the key thing is I discovered my passion for marketing over personal training. You know, I was really burnt out for fitness after a while, but by creating successful marketing campaigns, it really juiced me. It really fired me up, okay? And it led me to start an online coaching business because most importantly, I knew how to generate leads on demand, okay? Consistently every single day, bringing in new leads into my business, making more money, signing up clients. And I'm going to share these strategies with you. Literally, I'm going to give you a behind the scenes tour of my entire business and exactly what I do. Okay? So the key thing from shifting from a business operator to a business owner was being a marketer first and a personal trainer second. Okay? Instead of being a personal trainer who marketed himself, I was a marketer who sold personal training. So once you make that shift, you are able to really grow your business in a significant way. Because the key thing was I built simple systems. I managed systems and procedures and not people. Okay, so when I had my online fitness business, I built a team. And the cool thing is that it was dirt cheap because I was just paying for performance. My entire team was virtual, because I was able to outsource and eliminate a lot of things I was doing on a daily basis so I could focus on my superpower. I did the things that gave me energy so I could leverage my time and expertise. And I have a team right now that they do sales. For example, I have a commission-based saleswoman. She does not get paid unless she makes a sale. I'm able to generate a lot of leads. I send her the leads and she gets a commission. She gets a portion of the sale. So if she makes a sale, she makes money. I don't have to pay her any type of salary, which makes it easier for me. And I have a team for website and design, and they get paid for the conversion. So when a person goes on my website, either they add their information so I could call them, or they basically convert, they buy a product from my website. They get paid for performance. And I also hire different coaches to help me with my business. So now I'm able to grow my online business so I don't have to do all the coaching. I have other coaches now that I could hire, and I'm going to share with you exactly how to do that. And most importantly, as your business grows, you're going to need customer support. Same thing, virtual customer support. I don't see any of my employees. They work in their own houses, and it makes it so much easier because I don't have to pay for overhead, and I'm going to get to you why online coaching is the way to go and how much more beneficial it is compared to regular personal training. So here's what I created with online coaching. I most importantly leverage my expertise. Okay, you get to can and clone yourself. Instead of being inside the gym all day long performing the same exercises, same nutrition plans for people, you're able to do it once and have thousands of people go through the program. That is the best way, because once you leverage your expertise, you begin to serve more and more clients. So I began to serve thousands of new clients as opposed to being stuck inside the gym, because you're only able to serve people throughout the day. Let's say, for example, you work 10 hours, you could serve 10 clients if you're doing one-on-one, or 30 to 40 if you're doing group training. But now in a single day, I could serve thousands of clients because I have a virtual system. Plus, I'm not limited to my local market. I'm doing global training. People all around the world do my online training program, and I want to share the same thing with you, because once you're able to tap in to this international marketplace, you'll begin to make insanely good money. Because when I was doing a lot of personal training and I was working 5 to 10, not taking any vacations, burning myself out, I started not to enjoy my work. However, by online coaching, I was growing fast and I was growing smart. Okay, now here are the horrors of personal training, okay? Because I suffered from this pain for many, many years. You could probably relate. For many, many years, I didn't own a business. The business owned me. I would have friends who worked 9-to-5 jobs, and I was jealous of them because, come Friday, they would take the weekend off. They're like, screw this, I'm done. The weekend's here. From Friday to Monday morning, they were done. They didn't have to answer any emails, didn't have to do any work-related stuff. When they were going on vacations, they would take 1 or 2 week paid vacations. They could really detox. I never liked being an employee, but I love the fact of that level of control. But when you have a personal training business, you're inundated with phone calls, with client text messages. You got to work the weekends, Saturday and Sunday. Usually that's prime time, getting up super early, not having time for yourself. And vacations are the worst because you can't take vacations, right? If you take a week off, you lose hundreds of dollars. Plus, every time I took a vacation, I would have such a fear that if I came back, my clients wouldn't be there. They would go with another trainer. Okay, so I was a business operator and not a business owner. I was no longer having fun. I was so burnt out, and it was not congruent with my vision. You see, this is not what I signed up for. This is not what I wanted to do when I started personal training. I wanted to help people, but at the end of the day, I was trading hours for dollars, getting up super early, working late with zero freedom. I started to really hate my life. So my big shift came in January 2013. Because I was the most burnt out. Now, 2012 was the most money I made from personal training, but I was killing myself, working 60, 70 hours a week, working inside my business, training clients back to back to back, working on my business, from like 12 to 1, doing all my marketing stuff. I had no social life. My relationships suffered. I hardly even worked out myself. I was out of shape. I was getting fat again, and I was miserable. I was very unhappy. I knew that if I kept at this rate, I would have a heart attack or I would burn out. So I said, January 2013, enough is enough. I need to create an online fitness business, because I knew there were trainers making a business online, and I saw them having more freedom, leveraging their time, leveraging their expertise, and most importantly, they were living their own vision. Because for when I started personal training and I got really, really busy with it, I was living someone else's vision. You know, I was trading hours for dollars. And I didn't want to go much longer doing that. So I invested a lot more in myself to work smarter and not harder. And I studied all of the online training gurus, and I even hired many different experts who had coaching businesses so I could learn their methods, so I could learn their marketing, their sales, how to do it online, internet marketing, so on and so forth. So I put the best of everything together that I'd learned and implemented, and I really had a huge shift in my online fitness coaching business. So I'll share the exact numbers of my business with you right now. This is what I do currently with my business. Okay, so I have two packages. I have one package that I sell for $1,000 a month, and the other is a $5,000. Sorry, it's $1,000 for 6 months. I apologize for that, or $5,000 for 6 months. Okay, and I'll explain to you what those packages do exactly. So let's say, for example, you have 18 clients at $1,000 per package. That's $18,000 a month by 12, and over time you make $216 a year, $216,000 a year. So my other package, I sell $5,000. If I have 18 clients, that's $90,000 a month. In a year, that's $1,080,000 in a year. Okay, now I'm not saying these numbers to brag or try to show off. This is actually what I do in my business, and I'll really go into all my different packages by this presentation. But the great thing about online fitness coaching is the fact that you just focus on selling the packages. Okay, you get leads coming in, you sell them, and the greatest thing about it is when it comes to the fulfillment, it takes care of itself, because I have a membership site that the clients go through, and I do a little bit of phone coaching. That's with my $5,000 package. But at the end of the day, I'm not trading hours for dollars. Like when I was doing personal training, I would sign up a client, and let's say you buy a package of 50 sessions. Okay, yeah, that's great. I make a couple of $1,000 on the front end. However, I have to deliver all those packages over time. The great thing with an online fitness program, and it's all automated. So you do the work once, you can and clone yourself, and then your clients go through this entire package. So I do, like I said, a 6 month for $1,000. That's more of an automated website program. And then I do 6 months for $5,000. They still go through that automated website program. However, I offer phone coaching because some people need more support, and they'll happily pay $5,000 for this package. Okay. The best thing about making this much money is the fact that it's 80% profit. There's minimal expenses. When I was paying rent in a gym, and I even had a trainer working for me, it's like you have to pay for them. You have to pay those expenses. So at the end of the day, you can be making, let's say, $200,000 a year, but you only get to keep $50,000 because you have to pay rent, you have the expenses, you have the insurance. With online fitness coaching, it's 80% profit. So you sell a $1,000 program, you get to keep 80% of it, because there's really not much expenses except for the technology, and of course I said the virtual employees. So I want you to decide what you want to do. You want to work from home, have the freedom, build your business in a smart, intelligent, effective way, or continue with personal training and get burnt out, getting up at 5 a.m., working until 9, 10 p.m. Okay, so you decide on works best for you. So the key thing is, like I said, I started this online fitness business in January of 2013. And here is my schedule from April of 2013. So you could see I have back-to-back clients. I was able to generate lead generation systems. And most importantly, I hit all my numbers. You know, I very simply focus on having at least 10 sales conversations every week. So over time, I was able to pack up my schedule. So I'm going to share with you exactly how I did it. Most importantly, I stopped selling stuff and I started selling systems. And I created my 10X coaching system, what I'm going to share with you today. I use world-class marketing to fill up my client roster. As you can see, within a 4-month period, I was able to fill up my clientele. I'm going to share the exact strategies with you on this training, okay? And the great thing is, you don't need many clients to make a lot of money with online fitness coaching. In fact, if you do one client a day, that could get you to those higher numbers that I earn. Most importantly, like I said, if you do one client a day, Monday through Friday, you sign them up, that's about $18,000 a month if you're selling a $1,000 program. And I'm going to share with you exactly how I do it. I'm not saying any of this as theory or to brag. Listen, I'm no smarter than you. I just found a great strategy, and I'm here to share that with you, okay? And part of that strategy is multiplication by subtraction. You see, I got clear, and I set a new standard. I learned how to say no more than I say yes, okay? I stopped saying yes to shiny objects, opportunities that weren't worth my time, clients who wanted to give me money, but they were toxic, okay? I don't want to deal with those people. I want to deal with positive people, people that are optimistic, happy, high energy, because that's how I am. Most importantly, I transitioned away from a very lucrative personal training business, and I eliminated all my shiny objects that distracted me. I got super focused. Listen, I got to get leads coming into my business. I got to sell those leads, because I already had a system set up, the infrastructure for the online fitness coaching. So my goal was to constantly bring clients in and close them. And I'm going to share with you exactly how to do that in a few minutes. Okay, so I grew my business my way with the ultimate intention of serving others. Okay, so it was all about making a huge impact on society, a lot bigger than I could do by myself. So here are the key insights of working with personal trainers, because as I mentioned, I started coaching them and being a business mentor to them. So I've consulted with dozens of trainers, and here are some common patterns that I've noticed. Okay, mainly not having a long-term plan as I got older, because you could work, hours and hours each week, but as you get older and you have a family, and as you even become, to the point where you want to get older and retire one day, you're not going to have an exit plan. Okay, so you want to have a plan to retire. Obviously, there's only a certain amount of time you can be on your feet physically working. So I don't want you to get stuck when thinking that this is the only way you could generate income, because there's much better ways. I'm going to share that with you because I want to share to help you avoid one of the worst things that could happen to you. Okay, I'm going to show you a picture that just got me very, very emotional, and it scared me because it was on the track that I was on for many, many years. All right, so as you can see, you see an elderly man being a personal trainer, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I mean, obviously, he could love what he's doing, and his client seems very happy. But I realize that it's not the track for me. I don't want to be in a gym for the rest of my life. I don't want to be stuck in there. I don't want to be limited, trading hours for dollars, and really not having any type of future. Okay? Like I said, this may work for you, and that's totally cool. But I want a better way. I want a way where I could leverage my time, my energy, my superpower, most importantly, go on vacations, travel with my family, and just have this amazing life where I'm doing the stuff that I love, where I got into fitness, but I'm not stuck with an old frame that I can't get out of. Okay, so I'm going to show you the top 3 ways to grow your online fitness coaching business. Okay, so the only way you could grow your business 10 times is by increasing your leads, new customers, making sales, converting those customers, and then having a fulfillment system that keeps them happy and helps them refer other clients to you. So here are some ways that I generate leads for my business. So I use a lot of pay-per-click ads like Facebook ads, Google ads, Bing ads, LinkedIn. I do opt-in pages, companies like Lead Pages and Woohoo Forms. They're online forms people enter their information in, and I get it and I contact them. I use my Facebook fan page and Facebook chat to communicate with clients, to build my brand, to market to them, and to turn them into customers. I love email marketing. I have a lot of great email marketing strategies, and I'll be happy to share them with you. And I use direct mail, postcards, and I use different type of flyers that I send out to bring in leads or bring in customers. I also do public speaking and networking. Now that I have a lot of time to not be inside of a gym, I get to travel more and I network and I do a lot of public speaking, and this brings in a lot more clients because I'm in front of them and I'm passionate, and they sign up for my online program. And the cool thing is I get to travel all around the world, and when I speak, those clients that come into my business where before I could only work with my local market. And here's a little trick that I did that will bring in a lot of clients, and it's something that had a huge impact on also my authority, my credibility. I self-publish a book, and I'm going to share with you how you can complete a book in 30 days. I'll give you my sneaky strategy. All right, so I wrote a book, and it's called The Mind-Body Solution: Train Your Brain for Permanent Weight Loss. And this book actually became an Amazon bestseller. And I wrote it within 30 days, okay? And I'm going to share my exact strategy with you right now. So most importantly, you want to outline a book. So you can use it on a napkin, a piece of paper. Just write the entire outline of start to finish of what you want to be the book about, okay? So a book is about 30,000 words. A book, to publish it, it's 30,000 words. Keep that in mind. It's about 100 to 150 pages. I use this software called CopyTalk to transcribe the book 10 minutes a day. So 10 minutes a day was 1,000 words. So in 30 days, I was able to complete 30,000 words. 10 minutes a day, talking to this, call up this number, and then you have this typist who types all of your talk, turns it into text, they email it back to you. So I did it for 10 minutes a day at 30,000 words. Or what you could do is they record a 90-minute conversation with a friend and then send it to a transcription company on a website called Fiverr or Rev.com, Fiverr or Rev.com, and a transcriber for you. You have a great passionate conversation with a friend and they transcribe it. It turns into a book. And then what you do is you go on the same website, Fiverr, you create an ebook and a soft cover. You pay an artist $5 to do that, which is phenomenal. And then you take this big, scary block of text and artwork, you send it to an editor, and they organize it into chapters, and they publish it for you on Amazon. Okay? So it's amazing. The book gets out there, and all these people around the world, they're totally immersed in your passion, your philosophy. You know, a book is a way to have a person immersed in your world for 6 to 7 hours. They see how awesome you are, how much results you get, and at the end of the day, you transition them into your online fitness coaching process. Okay, now the second part is sales, okay? So I never try to sell in my presentations, okay? I show people how I can help them and I get them results in advance. I deliver value before asking for anything, okay? They ask me to help them. So my sales process is pretty simple. I'll give you an overview of exactly what I do to close my $1,000 and $5,000 packages. Most importantly, I focus on the 5 whys, okay? I make a person answer 5 whys before they move along the sales process. So the key thing is to trigger pain and then offer a solution. You want to inspire your prospect into action. You want to get them so thirsty that they feel severely dehydrated. So you want to offer a cold glass of water, which is your service. So the 5 whys works like this. For example, a client comes in. They say, I want to lose weight. Okay, why do you want to lose weight? Oh, because I need to get 20 pounds off my body. Why do you want to get 20 pounds off your body? Well, you know, I just noticed that my husband is not giving me the attention I deserve. Okay, why is your husband not giving me the attention? Well, I noticed that he's looking at other women. Okay, well, hey, I'm really sorry about that. And I'm just curious. Why does it bother you that he looks at other women? Well, oh my God, my husband stopped having sex with me. It's been 3 months. He's looking at other women, and I think he's going to divorce me, and that's why I need to lose the weight. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so right then and there, you come to realize what the why is, what the main reason is, and then you are able to really inspire them. You get them so thirsty. How thirsty are you? How dehydrated are you? Well, here's the water. Okay, here's my service. Now that I know your deepest, darkest pain, I'm going to help you make a change, because nobody makes a change until they hit rock bottom, okay? Severe pain inspires action. So once you get them to that point of admitting that deep pain to you, you go into the Sullivan question, okay? This is one of my mentors, and he taught me this great question that just gets the best answers out of people, because once you trigger their pain, then you can offer a solution, okay? And you ask them exactly what they want to do. So if we were meeting here 1 year from today, looking back over the year, what does have to have happened during that period for you to feel happy about your progress? Okay, so you're saying you're going to work with them a year from now, and you ask them what type of results or progress would make them happy. People love answering this question. They just open up about everything, what just inspires them, what type of body they want, what type of results they want, and they tell you everything. And it also future paces them to their ideal. So it gets them so excited after that deep point of pain. And then right after that, I follow up with my action plan question. So I say it like this. So out of curiosity, since you know yourself better than anyone else, what do you need? What resources, what tools, what coaching to accomplish your goals? Now, this question gets them to tell you exactly what they need. Well, I need a nutrition plan. I need a workout plan. I need a coach. I need someone to hold me accountable. Well, great, fantastic. That's what my online fitness coaching program offers for you. Okay? I create a nutrition plan for you. I create exercise for you. I hold you accountable. You get the words from their mouth. You listen and you serve them exactly what they need. Okay? And the great thing about using this process, it is an easy close because you're letting them to dictate everything that they want, their deepest, darkest pains, their results, and what they need to do to get it done. And once they agree to that, they'll agree to be coached by you. So as I mentioned, this is an overview of my sales process. I'm going to share with you the exact sales script. I'll tell you how to get it by the end of this presentation, so make sure you watch. So right now I'm going to go into the exact strategy of how I get leads, how I close them, and how I fulfill them. I'm going to give you a behind-the-scenes tour of my entire business. So please bear with me right now. I'm going to change screens. I'm a bit of a technical dunce, so if I screw up here, don't get mad at me, okay? So let me just grab this here, okay? Here we go. I'm going to pull up my web browser and show you everything that I do, okay? No holds barred, no holding back. So I'm going to show you one of my lead generation. Like I said, I use pay-per-click. Here's a Facebook ad. If you never advertise on Facebook, this is how it looks behind the scenes. It's pretty easy to set up. So you can see this ad over here got 1,588 clicks. Okay, it's about 1,500 clicks, and I'm averaging about 10 to 20 cents per click. So it shows you how cheap it is to get ads. So I'll show you how this looks on Facebook, how my potential clients look at it. Basically, Facebook ads are really great. It's one of my great lead generation systems because you're able to get a boatload of cheap clicks, and at the same time, you could transition them into your high-end clients, okay? So my computer's a bit slow, just bear with me, but it's going to pull up any moment. So this is the back end, like I said. They're pretty easy to set up. I mean, I've been advertising on Facebook for many years. You're able to get amazing results generating a lot of clients on demand for almost nothing. Okay. It's loading up. Sorry about the delay. So a person goes on Facebook, right? And you get to target people to their exact demographic. So for example, like let's say this ad, I'm focused on busy moms per se, okay? So I'm only looking for busy moms, and I'm really getting a specific age group, and I'm targeting it literally, let's say, in a broad area. It's not just my local area. So they see this ad and it interests them. They click on it, and what they're taken to is an opt-in page. So I use a company called Lead Pages, right? So over here, this is copy that talks to them. Transform your body, finally feel confident in your own skin, get toned, sexy in just a few weeks. These clicks are like 10, 20 cents, and I basically have them enter their information here. And once they do, I contact them and I put them through my sales process, and this kind of like helps me a lot because I say who this is for, who this is not for. And that's one of my clients before and afters. And, they click here and then I contact them and I put them through my sales process. Okay. I close them out and I turn them into a client. Okay. Now, very simple. After they turn to a client, I literally just send them a link to my 6-month online transformation program. Okay. So I'll give you a little behind the scenes tour. Now, this is a super easy program to set up. Basically, I don't have to do any training or nutritional coaching at this point. The website takes care of it all. It leverages my time and my expertise, okay? So basically, it's loading up on the site. Once again, get the lead, close the lead, put them through the sales process, and then have the fulfillment right through this site, okay? So you have a introduction. I do like a weekly video. Very simple. And then what I do is I set up different workouts for them. And it's nothing fancy. I don't use like high-end cameras or like backdrops or anything of that sort. You know, a lot of them are just done in my living room, so on and so forth, you know. And I set them up with like different resources. Like I said, all the stuff that I was doing when I was training people, I was able to can and clone myself, creating all these different videos and all these different resources for them. Another thing I use is a great app. Program's called Lean Buddy, because I don't do a lot of coaching calls except for my $5,000 clients. And this organizes all of my clients on this software. It's a mobile app that they check in with, and they do a series of activities where they get nutrition plans. They check in with what they did throughout the day. So it's a way of organizing it so I don't have to answer a ton of emails or text messages. You know, they have all these meal plans that they get to implement. They check in when they exercise. This Lean Buddy app just saves my life. It allows me to scale up so I can have hundreds of different clients, and I don't have to do a lot of fulfillment. The membership site does it, and this keeps them accountable. So these are the clients that I have. As you can see, it's a ton of them. I would have never been able to serve this many clients if I didn't have an online training program. Okay, and also it's a cool way of them adding different clients, you know, to follow, so on and so forth. But you know, it makes it so much easier. So that's that. You know, it just gives you a general overview of how I run my business. Let's get back to the presentation over here. So I'm telling you, this is what I do day in and day out. You know, I have absolutely nothing. It's part of me. Nothing to hold back from you. I'm here to share all my best stuff. And I want you to do the same thing with your business, of course. You know, that's the main thing. Like, I don't want you to be in a place where you feel like you have to only do personal training. You know, online training is a way to go. There is just so much opportunities over here. And the great thing about it is the fact that it's super simple to set up. Because I just showed you a lot of different things. And I want to make sure that you're not struggling anymore, because I struggled for many, many years. And being a personal trainer, you're struggling because you're only limited to your local market. You have to trade hours for dollars, and you're never able going to scale your business to the level of serving people far beyond your local area. So the main reason why a lot of trainers struggle, this is what I've learned from coaching them, is many of them don't reach the 90 to 97% of general fitness. Because the key thing is you want to focus on the 3 to 10% of your market. Okay, you want to use emotional triggers, and keep in mind that it's not your fault. Most gurus teach you on theory. They don't have a business themselves. They don't really tell you what you have to do. So there's a lot of common mistakes that occur. So the key common mistake is taking on as many sessions as possible without a long-term plan. Limiting your business to a local market. Branding yourself as a personal trainer where you're limited by the hours in the day and not specific on a specific niche. Okay, so if you notice, I targeted towards busy moms because they're the ones that are buying now. If you say, I just want to focus on everyone, you can't help everyone. Okay, you become a commodity. You have to focus on a specific target client. So here is my target client. Okay, so I do many different types of ads. Here's one of them. Let's say I focus on busy mothers age 25 to 40 that want to lose 20 pounds or more. They're a beginner. They're optimistic. I love positive people. They understand the pain of being a busy mother. They lack time, stress. They have a work and family balance. And most importantly, a wise marketer named Robert Collier from the Robert Collier Letter Book said, you have to enter the conversation going on in your prospects' minds. So I write ads that talk to my prospect market, my busy moms, okay? So the 5 hazards of hiring the wrong personal trainer for your child. Okay, ensure your family's health by throwing away these foods in your fridge. Special report, never use these salad dressings for your kids' lunches. Okay, discover a new technique that eliminates post-pregnancy belly fat. So this is only going to appeal to busy mothers. A dude's not going to say, hey, I got to lose that post-pregnancy belly fat. Okay, so you want to talk in a way that's talking to your target market. So why I like to work with busy moms, I found this to be a good market for me, is because they love online coaching They work from home and they are stay-at-home moms, so no gym is required. They're much better clients. They follow a program at their own discretion. And the key thing for online fitness coaching is accountability. So main thing is they're not going to come into your gym or your studio. You're not going to have that physical bonding. So motivation is only going to go so far. The key things is for your online training clients is you want to build daily habits and that success. You want to build accountability by adding automated touch points. Build value by showing them love. Okay? The more you show a person that you care about them with automated touch points, daily action steps, the more you're in their lives. You have top of the mind awareness. Because the most important thing to realize is this. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Okay? It's not about being the best technical trainer. It's about showing that you care and you're into their lives. So here's how I get paid with online coaching. As I discussed with you, I have 2 programs. A 6-month transformation program. I always do paid in full. Those clients work best as opposed to monthly billing. I do $1,000, $5,000 package. And then when they're done with that 6 months, I downsell them to a monthly retainer fee, $197. I sell them supplements. And I also do affiliate offers. Okay, and the great thing is there's a lot of affiliates and supplements where they just buy your link and they take care of all the fulfillment. They ship it. You know, after I got out of personal training, I realized I don't want to spend a lot of time in the fulfillment. So I just have my clients do things. I just send them different links and they buy those links. They add money. And at the same time, another company fulfills the rest of it. So here's what the other gurus are going to tell you. You know, they're going to tell you about online fitness businesses. The main thing is, most of them sell online training that's never been tested, okay? They're just giving you all theories. They're not in the day-to-day coaching business. They're selling mostly tricks and gimmicks, and those tricks and gimmicks are not scalable and sustainable, and they never share the exact plan. You see, I'm an open book. I'm telling you everything. I'm showing you my exact systems, how I get leads, how I turn them into clients, how I fulfill them, and most importantly, I want to share that information with you because I have a very abundant frame of mind because everything they're teaching you is mostly theory, okay? So I know I'm sharing a lot of stuff over here and you probably feel overwhelmed, you know, because a lot of times I go into analysis paralysis. There's just so much information out there and I don't know where to start, okay? So keep in mind, I want to simplify it for you. It's a lot easier than you think. Okay, I shared a lot of stuff because I love giving value and I'm a huge nerd. I love sharing what I learn and what I'm doing on a daily basis. But I know you're feeling kind of overwhelmed because I know you want to start your online fitness business. You would not have watched this far if you don't want to. But most importantly, I'm going to share with you a super simple way how you can get started within the next 45 days. So what is online coaching? Okay, so this is the exact system that I use for my clients. I've tested and tweaked it over time. It's my proprietary 6-month online coaching system. It's easy to implement. So you build it with your first client. So what I do is I focus on getting the first client. So once you sign up the first client, at that point in time, you build it just for them. So week by week, while you're coaching that client, you build a business week by week by week. Okay, so 6 months is about 30 weeks. So the cool thing is when you build it for that first client, you're able to scale it up and can and clone yourself. So every other client, thousands of clients are going to go through that same system, but you're just doing it for one person. So instead of doing this 6 months up front, that's a waste of time. Collect the money, make that first $1,000, and then build that system one by one. Because how did I learn how to do this stuff? I'm all about simplifying the process, okay? You know, it took me lots of time and energy, many years, investing hundreds of thousands of dollars into my coaching, mentors, masterminds. I took the best of the best. I learned all the best sales systems, all the best lead generation systems, and of course, how to keep them as clients, how to keep them referring so they don't quit. So I built and perfected these systems, and it's the simple formula that will blow your mind because I'm willing to share every part of my online coaching system with you, done for you, out of the box, okay? I want to give this entire proven model of success because I want you to model what works. I'm going to give you the exact template, all the ads that I use to get in the leads. I'm advertising every single day. I'm constantly testing and tweaking the best sales systems, how to use a sales script, coaching you on the sales script, having you record yourself on the sales call, send it to me. I get to see exactly what you're doing. I want to coach you and help you learn this, ingrain this, because what I teach works. I use it personally, and I've earned hundreds of thousands of dollars utilizing my online fitness coaching business. And I'm constantly testing and tweaking. I want you to have the best program possible. How to build your membership site, giving the exact templates, the frameworks, the paperwork, the contracts. I spend money with attorneys to make sure that everything is liable in terms of not getting sued. And if a client gets hurt, what do you do? So most importantly, I want to simplify the process because I've been there and I've done it, okay? So Occam's razor says that the simplest path is often the easiest. I want you to keep it super simple. I want to make it easy for you to implement, and most importantly, easy for you to make money and to start creating an online fitness business. Whether you want to do this full-time like me, or if you want to add a supplement to your current personal training business, there's a simple way how to do it. It's just literally swiping what works and deploying it. So there's no theory. It's not, a lot of times these gurus say, you got to do this and do that, do that. Then you do that and it's not going to work. Why waste your time? Go right to the source. What works? What's guaranteed success to move forward? So here's a big question that I have for you. How can you use my online coaching system to create a six-figure income with minimal stress? Now, I know this sounds kind of like out there, right? Because if you never made six figures online, you have a lot of limiting beliefs towards that. So when I say six-figure online fitness coaching business that you can have, what type of things come up for you? Now, do you feel it's a possibility? Do you have a limiting belief? Is there something that you don't feel like this is going to work for you? Well, keep in mind, I felt like that too. I had a lot of limiting beliefs starting my business, from being a broke personal trainer to having a successful regular personal training business, and then breaking through that limiting belief to actually having an online fitness business. And now that I do, and like I said in the beginning, if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. So you got to stop those limiting beliefs. You got to realize there's a better way out there. You don't have to work from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. You don't have to not take vacations, get burnt out. Realize that you have skills and abilities that you can leverage. You can optimize. You have a superpower. It was what you were born to do. And who do you want to be a hero to? Who do you want to serve? And what pain do you want to heal in the world? Who do you want to help? Because that is your major focus. You got to break this belief of saying you can't make an online fitness income. Okay, there's a lot of money out there. Every year, 500 million people join the internet. Okay, by the year 2017, the entire world's population is going to have internet access. Okay, so imagine this. 8 to 9 billion people having online access, looking for trainers all around the world. And there's tons and tons of online fitness trainers that are taking advantage of this right now, making that transition, building online fitness businesses. And I want you to be one of them. Excuse me, I'm screaming so much with passion. My throat's getting dry. I apologize for that. So here's what it is. I want to give you a complete and proprietary online coaching system. The tools, the templates, and most importantly, I'm willing to teach you my step-by-step progress where you will generate at least $1,000 within the few weeks. Okay, so I want to teach you how to make $1,000 within the few weeks, getting a boatload of leads, 10 to 20 leads a day, closing those leads, whether it's on a phone or like a conversion process similar to, an online training just like this, making money, generating cash flow, building a membership site, which costs, less than a couple of $100. That's your whole entire business, your infrastructure. I want to teach you everything so you don't waste your time, waste your energy trying to figure it out on your own. This is the fastest, simplest way to get you up and running. Okay? And this is who this is for. So I want to make it clear who I want to work with. I want to work with ethical people who are providing ethical services. People committed to helping others on a larger scale. Most importantly, people who actually want to help clients outside of a local area, including your own. Here's who it's not for. Unethical people, okay? Dabblers, complainers, and whiners. Get rich quick people. Lazy people who don't take action. I don't want people that don't take action. Here are some of the clients that I've worked with who've taken action and taken their online business to the next level, okay? AJ emailed me a tactic that generated 27 new leads and added an additional $5,372 to my monthly revenue. This is Alberto Nunez. Here's another client of mine, Sarah. Before working with AJ, I had 17 clients training one-on-one, just kind of winged it. 3 months later, I have my online training business, set up systems for everything. I'm on track to making my first 10K month thanks to his guidance. Okay, here's another client. Excuse the language. Holy shit, bro. I just made 2 back-to-back sales for $2,000 each. I never made $4,000 in one day with my boot camp. Patrick Jones. You have no idea how stoked I am. One more. Before I discovered AJ, I was just your average one-on-one trainer making $2,700 a month. I could barely pay my bills. I had no spending money and I was a slave to my clients. And just over a month, I already got my first few online training clients and my income has increased. I now make in a week what I used to make in a month. Thanks for everything, dude. It has been a blast so far. I cannot wait to see what I achieve in the next 6 months. Alex Chan. Okay, so these are clients that I've worked with and I want you to take that big leap to get away from being stuck, trading dollars for hours, be in this great new world of opportunities of online fitness training, and I want you to make that shift. Get over the limiting beliefs. You can do it. I'll show you the simple process, step by step. Very, very simple, because now you're at your computer watching this training. You've heard how this works, and you know that setting up an online training business can allow you to make more money and increase your freedom. Okay, so if you're someone who can really help people and deliver good value to your clients, you might be wondering how you can implement all the tactics and strategies I just showed you quickly and easily. So you obviously know that online coaching works. Just look at how many top trainers are using them. Smart decision. You want to set yours up as soon as possible, okay? Because what I just showed you, the exact system I personally use to build a low-stress, 6-figure online coaching business. And if you'd like me to help you implement everything we've gone over, I'd be delighted. And here's how you'll do it. Remember I said I had a gift for you? Well, I set aside 30 minutes to help you and to help you come up with a strategy to build your online fitness coaching business. Now, if you go on the link right there, lifefuelfit.com/AJ, you can set up a time to talk to me. I'll give you 30 minutes of my time. I'll go over the sales script, really teach you my entire process, okay? Because as I mentioned, as an added bonus, I'm going to give you my exact sales script that has earned over $1 million in sales over the past 12 years. Now, I've invested heavily in this sales script, and I'm willing to give it to you just for getting on the phone. Plus, I want to share with you how you can build an online coaching business in the next 45 days. And I'm going to let you literally swipe all of my systems so you don't have to waste your time or energy to trying to build your own. You'll be able to generate an income in less than 45 days. So I don't want to waste much more of your time. You've made it this far. Now it's time to make a decision. You have to make a choice, okay? 2 paths are in front of you because you are getting the exact system that I personally use to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here's how we'll do it. Okay? Simply go to this link, lifefuelfit.com/AJ. Simple as that. And set up a time to speak to me. I'd be delighted to go over everything that I'm doing in my business so you can implement this as soon as possible for your own business. Okay? So I want to help you with my exact system to set up your 100K online fitness coaching business in less than 45 days. So once again, go to lifefuelfit.com/AJ. Okay? I want you to take action. I want you to change your life, get over your limiting beliefs, start this online fitness coaching business. Literally within 45 days, it'll be up and running. Okay? And I want to thank you so much for watching this presentation. I mean, nothing brings me more joy than to share what I'm passionate about and have an audience of people, you know, everybody out there listening to this. I want to get into some Q&A. So let me try to figure this out. I'm a bit of a technical dunce. So I believe on the box below, you should be able to ask any questions you have regarding the stuff that I teach. But I don't know. For some reason, I'm not seeing any questions coming up. I'm not sure if you're getting to me. I'm just trying to figure out the system over here. Just bear with me. Well, I don't want to take up much more of your time. You know, you could simply contact me at that link, lifefuelfit.com/AJ, or just send me a message on Facebook. It's Facebook.com/AJ Fit, Facebook.com/AJ FIT, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. I really want to help you in any way possible, but I do want you to take action. Whether you start an online training business with me, or you hire another coach, or follow another program, I want you to take action because it's a huge opportunity. You're going to see a tremendous success in your life and your freedom, and it's the only way to go. So I got to go right now. I'm having issues with this Q&A, but like I said, feel free to contact me, and I'll be happy to help you in any way I can. And until next time, I wish you nothing but the best. My name is AJ Mihrzad, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.